It's wonderful to have all of you. Welcome to Ignite Global. We are very excited to co-create this session with you. We have many Ignite faculty members joining, and they are going to share their experiences and also specifically discuss about the complexities in delivering team coaching today. And this session is an introductory session towards the fully ICF accredited professional coaching advanced mastery certification for coaching groups and teams. This program being a dual certification, be aware that this certification path also leads you to the designation organizational development specialist utilizing a coaching approach. So with that, I would like to briefly introduce myself. I'm Prananda Hettiadara, and I created this program, and also I'm the founder of Ignite Global, and I act as the director of ICF Coach Education as well as the lead facilitator for this program. So I would like to invite all of you to keep your microphones muted to begin with. Later on, if you would like to ask any questions and interact with us, feel free to do so. And also, if you would like to, feel free to send an introduction to yourself in the chat room, including your professional network links so that our colleagues are able to connect with you directly. So as we begin to co-create in this space, let's ground ourselves. Most of us are reflective practitioners. Therefore, I think grounding ourselves, maybe some of you are joining from around the world, morning, afternoon, evening. Some of you are having potentially long days like myself. It's 8 p.m. in Bangkok at the moment. So one of our faculty members will help us all be grounded. Fran, over to you.
Thank you so much, Fernando. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. So as Fernando said, some of us might be a bit tense, so I invite you to loosen up those shoulders, do a little bit of stretching, feel the tension release from your body, whatever's comfortable for you to stretch and release the tension. You can also move your ankles, each leg at a time. Just loosen up those muscles, especially if you've been sitting for a long time. Just do a bit of a stretch. And once you've felt that these muscles are loose, you can ground yourself by putting both feet firmly on the ground. Relax your shoulders. Put your hands wherever it's most comfortable. If you feel comfortable closing your eyes, close your eyes. And we will breathe in slowly through our nose, out through your mouth, and in and out. As you breathe out, feel all that tension releasing itself from your body. Feel your muscles relax. Your shoulders are relaxing. Your spine. Everything is relaxing. Breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. Release that tension. Clear your mind and welcome the session with an open mind and a relaxed body. In through your nose and out through your mouth. And you can repeat, and when you're ready, open your eyes.
Thank you, Fran, for that very beautiful grounding exercise. I think a little bit of stretching and breathing can help all of us at any time. All right, so with that, I would like to welcome all our colleagues, those who are joining in the last few minutes. Welcome to Ignite Global, and we are very excited to share this topic, which is closer to our heart and mind, especially for many of us as organizational development specialists, professional coaches, consultants, facilitators, educators, and in many different capacities that you operate in your world. So with that, I would like to invite our faculty members. They are here today to share with us what are some of the complexities in team coaching and how to navigate team coaching successfully. As you are aware, we have been conducting 3 sessions. So this is the third session of a series of 3 sessions. In the very first session, we looked at how does the ICF PCC credential and ACTC credentials can be collected together within one qualification, which is this program, Professional Coaching Advanced Certification, Advanced Mastery Certification in Coaching Groups and Teams. And also, this certification is a dual certification. Uh, it also provides you with the designation Organizational Development Specialist using a coaching approach. So before before we talk more about the program, and also I'd like to give you a little bit of background and history of the program. Now, before we do that, let's get to know our faculty members. This program is delivered by 12 faculty members, and they are absolutely very special. The reason is, of course, they are esteemed professionals who are delivering coaching, group and team coaching, and also play many roles, different leadership roles in organizations. And another important thing that I'd like to mention to you about our faculty members, they are former graduates of this program. And as they went through this program, they saw the impact that they can create with this program. They became very passionate. So today they are meeting you as faculty members. So I'm very excited to introduce them. So today we have 6 of them sharing their insights, and in the previous 2 sessions, we had other faculty members sharing as well. So the first session we focused on how this program can cater to both PCC and ACTC credential. And the second session we focused on what are some of the complexities in group coaching. And today we are focusing on complexities in team coaching. In case if you missed the 2 previous sessions, we have them, and probably you received them via email. If not, you can find them in our website. If you couldn't find them, let us know. Reach out to our team. I believe my colleague Leah is communicating with you. Feel free to reach out to her. She will be more than happy to provide with you those previous links. All right, so with that, let's hear from our faculty members. Geneva, would you like to start?
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. My name is Geneva Cooper. I am founder and lead coach of my company, Goal Coaching Associates. I am located in Boston, Massachusetts, on the East Coast of the United States. And it is an absolute honor to be here with you all today. Thank you, Fernanda.
Thank you, Geneva. Fran, over to you.
Hi again, everybody. Most of you have met me a few minutes ago. So I'm Fran, it's short for Francisca. I'm an ICF PCC coach. I also have an MBA in coaching, mentoring, and leadership, various coaching qualifications, and I've worked with international multicultural environments for over 30 years before I became a coach. And of course, that's continuous. So I just love connecting with people and working with different people from different backgrounds, with different cultures. And this is something that's often challenging in team environments, different cultures and backgrounds. And I like using creativity in my coaching. Thank you, Fernando.
Thank you, Fran. Kochi, over to you.
Hi everyone, good morning, good evening.
We would very much appreciate if all of you can keep your microphones muted as we speak. And then if you would like to speak later, you're most welcome to share. Gochi, over to you.
Thank you, Fernando. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are on the surface of this earth. My name is Ugochi Osai. I am based in Lagos, Nigeria. I'm an ICF PCC coach. I'm an executive and leadership coach. I am passionate about empowering leaders to take authority, take position, take ownership of who they are and their destiny. I'm also an alumni of Ignite Global, and I'm glad to be here to share this space with you today. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you, Gochi. And over to you.
Hello, everybody. My name's Anne Russo. I'm based in Dublin, in Ireland. I have a background in finance of over 20 years in finance and have, a deep understanding of systems and working with teams. And as a result, I transitioned into coaching in 2020. And following that experience, I completed this course, the Coaching Advanced Recertification in Coaching Groups and Teams, in order to be able to work more efficiently with teams. So I'm delighted to be here and to be part of this community of coaches and look forward to working with you all.
Thank you, Anne. Susan, over to you.
Thank you, Fernando. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I'm Susan. I am based in Nairobi, Kenya, though originally from Malawi. I am an ICF accredited coach with a PCC. My background is communications, worked in the development sector, became a leader, and then transitioned to coaching in 2018 and have been coaching leaders all around the world since then, helping them to become better leaders, more efficient leaders in their personal spaces, wherever they are. I'm also an alumni of this particular program. I got my advanced mastery certification in coaching groups and teams last year, did the course last year, and looking forward to working with you all. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you, Susan. Ida, over to you.
Thank you, Fernando. Hello, everybody. I am Aida Aksteniene, based in Vilnius, Lithuania, and I'm also a PCC coach for personal and collective development. I have a background in law for over 15 years of leadership in the law sphere. And for the last 5 years, I'm fully engaged in coaching, working as a training coordinator in a local coaching school, organizing coaching conferences, leading alumni community, and I have a special passion for communities, groups, teams, and looking forward to co-create with you all. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you, Ida. As all of you were sharing, I feel very proud to have all of you as faculty members, and I'm also very proud to have such a global audience as all our faculty members were saying good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I think that's truly the global part of Ignite Global. All right, so as I promised, I would like to very briefly share with you how this program came to be and the little history of this program. So when I came to the coaching industry about 20 years ago, as I was going through my coaching journey, as I established Ignite Global, there was nothing like team coaching or team coaching competency even to begin with. But there were some pioneering MCCs, particularly those who were conducting team coaching. And I started hearing about team coaching about 8-9 years ago. And although now I am more focused on my psychotherapy work, at the beginning of my career, I was very much focused on organizations, building coaching culture, conflict resolution, and working with executive leaders were my initial niches, which now I'm slowly retiring and handing over that part to our faculty members and going in a more psychotherapeutic direction. So when I became very curious about team coaching, there was no team coaching education, there were no guiding team coaching competency or anything like that at the moment, and ICF wasn't even talking about team coaching. So I wanted to learn team coaching because I heard the impact of it as some of my colleagues conducting coaching, and I was only, I think, not even a PCC at the time. Yeah, I was an ACC at the time. So then what I did was I asked these great experienced team coaches if I could become like an apprentice, if I could learn from them, if they could mentor me. So this is how I started. And of course, with my background from psychology and industrial psychology, I already had an idea how to work with groups and teams, but not really truly from a coaching perspective. So as I started to learn more and more about team coaching as an apprentice and also being mentored by these really wonderful industry pioneers, I started to notice that ICF became interested in coaching culture. Now ICF is big on coaching culture, and I believe many of you coaches as organizational development specialists probably delivering organizational culture. So it was something new several years ago. The same time I became interested in team coaching. So I thought, so I started delivering team coaching, and after receiving mentoring and a lot of assistance, a lot of education from these mentors I worked with, I thought, let's start delivering. And as I went into organizations, I noticed very quickly I was able to stand out from all the other the consultants or facilitators who were providing services to organizations. The reason being, instead of telling people what to do, especially teams and complex types of groups in organization, I was able to use a real coaching approach within these teams and groups that I worked with. And organizations found that to be extremely valuable. So as I asked my mentors to become an apprentice, my network of coaches asked me if I could start teaching team coaching to them. That's how I was inspired to create this program. However, this program initially was created as the organizational development specialist using a coaching approach, because team coaching 9 years ago didn't make much sense. So created the program, but of course it was team coaching focused. The main component was team coaching, and then also expanding it further into organizational development. So you would imagine when ICF didn't have team coaching competency, submitting a team coaching program for accreditation was quite strange. So I took the challenge, and submitted it to ICF. For our surprise, very quickly, ICF accredited our program. So this program became an accredited team coach specific organizational development specialist program about a decade ago. And then, of course, few years before, like a few years later, they introduced the team coaching competency. So you would imagine I was a little bit anxious. So now what is this? What does this mean for this program? So as soon as when ICF released the team coaching competency framework, I took it and I quickly compared. And for my relief, what I found out was the spectrum of this program was much larger in comparison to the 27 ICF team coaching competency. For my relief. So that enabled us to re-accredit this program with ICF as a level 2 program, and then also still continue to maintain the organizational development specialist using a coaching methodology as a designation. So today we bring this truly mature program to you. All right, so as we introduced ourselves, we would also like to get to know you as well. So I'm going to create a round of breakout rooms, and in these breakout rooms, you will find one or two of our faculty. Within this breakout room, the intention is to get to know each other, introduce yourself, get to know each other, and also present any of your questions that you may have about the approach we use, the methodology we use, and also if you are interested in joining our program, which starts on the 21st of this month, 21st October. If you are interested, feel free to ask any questions and also note them down, because towards the end of this session today, we will be sharing details of the program, and we will also be answering all your questions. All right, instructions are clear? All right, okay. Then I'm going to open the breakout room. Let's spend good 10 minutes, so you have plenty of time to get to know each other. Welcome back, colleagues. All right, so I hope you had a great time getting to know each other and also clarifying any questions you may have. May I invite you to share any questions that may have been unanswered so far? And if you can share them in the chat room, that would be great. Now we will dive into a little bit of a discussion around what are some of the complexities in delivering team coaching. And our faculty members will be sharing their insights both from the program perspective as they graduated from the program, as well as their experiences as group and team coaches in the industry, discussing about complexities in team coaching. And in the meantime, we would be more than happy to answer your questions. So please feel free to send them in the chat room. So as we discuss the complexities in group and team coaching, and particularly today focusing on team coaching, I would like to invite each of our faculty member who's present in this session today to share their experiences, especially focusing on this being a team coaching qualification. What are some of the insights that they'd like to share with you in terms of how they handle and navigate complexities in team coaching? And shall we start with Geneva?
Good morning again. It was so hard to narrow it down, Fernando, but two things stood out for me as I engaged in this, in my learning. The global culture exposure was so important to me. Working with coaches from around the globe who shared their unique experiences, their perspectives, and their cultural differences added a level of depth to my learning experience that continued to show up and influence how I showed up as a team coach and as an individual coach. And as I took my learnings into the marketplace and into the organizations, it became very apparent to me that many coaches and still even some coaching programs put too much emphasis on facilitation in these group and team environments. And in the context of organizations, facilitation is widely practiced by consultants and trained facilitators, which absolutely is part of managing and operating in teams. But when your role is limited to facilitator, you really miss a key opportunity to step into that role as a team coach. So our program, that I'm really glad I had this experience, goes so far beyond facilitation because you're already a skilled facilitator. This is why you're working with groups and teams, and that can always be more fully developed. Our program focuses on developing the distinct and unique skills to become a true team coach. And so that's part of the unique value of this program, is that you really come away with the ability and the confidence to position yourself as a true team coach.
Thank you, Geneva. The global aspect is something that I enjoy very much as well. And that's why we have a global audience as well. And all of you are here. And as you were speaking about the facilitator role, I think there's also this sometimes misconception that because I can do individual coaching, now I can work as a team coach. Although we bring in a coaching approach, it doesn't necessarily mean that we can right away apply just the coaching knowledge, one-on-one coaching core competency into the group and team environment. So thank you, Jennifer, for creating that clarity around the idea of some of the complexities sometimes that we miss out, that we don't notice. Thank you. Fran, would you like to share your insights?
Yes, thank you. Thank you for the invitation, Fernando. So this program, what I really love about it is that I can be creative as a group and team coach, and I can allow the groups and teams to be creative, because we all know in organizations, it's often very rigid, very in the box. And with this program, you learn, or you can see different ways of coaching with a lot of creativity, and incorporating that into the organization. And just, it inspired me to do this in a different context. So for example, you might be used to coaching with metaphors in an individual context, but you can actually incorporate this creativity into the group and team environment. So it's a totally different point of view or a different way of looking at it, because we always sure, you know, in the boardrooms and in corporate environments, everything is, you've got to follow standard operating procedures, your SOPs have to be right, and everything has to go a certain way. And with this coaching program, we can also see that we can expand and we can do this in a different way to enable these groups and teams to work together harmoniously and to achieve their goals as a team.
Wonderful. Thank you, Fran. And Fran, your creativity is something that shined through from the very beginning as you joined this program. And I must say, as this program inspired you to use your creativity, you have inspired this program to become more creative as well. So I'm very excited for those future coaches, those who go through this program, to be able to learn from you, because you are particularly talking about creativity in this program. So I'm very excited to, in fact, myself, to learn from you in the upcoming cohort. Thank you, Fran.
Thank you.
All right. Next, Gochi, would you like to share your insights on what are some of the complexities and how do we navigate them in team coaching?
Thank you, Fernando. Coming from a finance background, I was familiar with ROI, return on investment, right? And you would, one question I always got from CEOs, leaders of organizations is, what is the ROI of coaching, you know? But the truth is that ROI alone doesn't capture things like trust, doesn't capture things like collaboration or culture shifts. Now, this program brought me to an understanding of how I can connect ROI to ROE. And ROE means return on expectation. Now, for example, a team might want to better improve their cross-functional collaboration. With ROE, you can actually show how coaching can break the silos, coaching can improve communication between team members and hit results. This enables them to hit results faster. Now, that's where organizations see both the numbers and the impact of coaching. Before I embarked on this program, I'd never heard of ROE. It was always ROI. But when I now understood ROE, it was easier to get organizations, HR, to understand that coaching not only gives you the numbers ultimately, but that beyond the numbers, there is a shift, there is a value that coaching brings to the team, to the system, that without which the ROI will be gravely impacted. So that for me was one of the highlights of this program. Thank you, Fernando.
Thank you, Gochi. As you're sharing, you inspired me to also share an experience. I remember one of my colleagues from one of the Southeast Asian countries, a professional coach, not from Thailand, a neighboring country, once reached out to me and said, Fernando, I have this opportunity to work with an organization, and their focus is that they have very high return. The employee, the employees leaving the organization on a regular basis. And so the staff turnover costs are very high. It's this specific potential client at the time was a large private hospital in Southeast Asia, but they are so popular, they have hospitals around the world, including in Dubai. So she told me they are interested in working with me, but they are asking me what is the return on investment. They are willing to invest in this project, and they are willing to bring me in to help to reduce the staff turnover costs. And but they are asking me that at the moment they are spending $2 million every year across all of these hospitals because of the staff turnover costs. And their aim is to reduce that $2 million at least to a $1 million. So this is the expectation, which is the reducing the staff turnover cost from $2 million to $1 million. And she said, Fernando, but I don't know how to promise them a return on investment, because I cannot just change anything about, as a coach, I cannot change anything about their staff turnover costs. And in fact, she said already, as I went into the organization, started speaking to the leaders, I started to notice that there are so many conflicts, there are so many problems, employees are not happy and they're not communicating really well. So I asked her, so do you think that you can work with these problems that you already know? She said, yes, coaching can be absolutely potential. I said, why don't we connect the return on investment with the return on expectation? So we started creating a dialogue. And she said, Fernando, would you like to lead the process? I'll be your partner. Why don't you come to our country and would you like to talk to the... So they flew me. So I arrived, and when we arrived at the boardroom, so we explained to them how to connect return on investment and bring down this $1 million expenses, and how it can be connected with the interventions that we can create. And guess what? She had been going back and forth 6 months up until that time. And after I went in and we clearly shared with them how this can be bridged, how this gap can be bridged, guess what? They immediately decided to hire us. And in fact, we not only reduced 50%, which is $1 million, we went beyond. We were able to reduce $1.2 million within 2 years. So we had a large project over 3 years, and they were very satisfied. So you imagine, if you are able to enable the organization to save $1.2 million, if you were to charge them $500,000, they will not hesitate. So this is what Gochi and I are talking about in terms of return on expectations. As Gochi mentioned, we very clearly discuss and explore how do we bridge the gap? How do we connect return on investment with return on expectation? Thank you, Gochi, for inspiring me to share that experience. Anne, would you like to go next?
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Fernando. I think a key thing for me in the course was learning the difference between teams, the different types of teams, rather. Like when we think of team coaching, and I know I worked with teams, but for me, all teams were the same. But actually, I realized during the course that in reality, organizations have many different types of teams. So they might have a leadership team, they might have working groups, they might have transpersonal teams or pseudo teams. So I learned to differentiate between all of those different types of teams. So that was really important to recognize those distinctions, because it made me able to adapt my coaching style to suit the type of team or group that I was working with. And of course, that it wasn't a one size fits all. So knowing these distinctions and being able to adapt my coaching approach really helped me to work more efficiently with the teams, that they and the organizations had more effective outcomes. So for me, that was really very insightful.
Thank you. And I think it's a very important aspect. Often, when we introduce this program as group and team coaching mastery certification, I have had times existing team coaches, those team coaches who deliver team coaching in organizations saying, Fernando, I don't want the group coaching aspect. Can I just only do the team coaching? You know what that tells me? It tells me that this team coach has no idea about what are the different human associations within an organization. They are absolutely complex, like Anne mentioned, and we cannot use the same approach with all different types of associations within organizations. They call it a team. All little units within organization, they like to call themselves teams, but are they really teams? Not always. They are really complex. It's important to understand the difference. Thank you, Anne. And let's hear from Susan next.
Thank you, Fernando. I think the course for me highlighted two things. One is, what are the things that you need to be aware of as a team, as a coach, when you're going in around confidentiality, around contracting, and as you coach that team? So who are you now? Who becomes your client? Is that client the organization? Is it the HR department? Is it the team itself? And those are some of the questions that were quite clarifying for me during the course itself. The other aspect for me was around related to what Geneva talked about. Am I a facilitator? Am I a coach? And if I'm a coach and I'm coaching a team, how do I need to show up? What is it that I'm doing? Am I still using silence? Am I still asking questions? Am I guiding conversations, or do I need to step back? And when I step back, at what point do I step back to allow the conversations, the awareness raising to happen within the team? So it's almost as though the work that you're doing is multiplied in a way around that team, and you're having to hold the space not just for one, but for however many people are there, but you're still holding space for one team. And I think that was important. The difference as well for me highlighted around team and groups. So with a team having the same particular topic objective that you're working towards, but maybe with a group that's completely different. So what does that require for you as a coach? And I think those are the particular things that I wanted to highlight, Fernando, about how you show up when you're working with a team, when you're working with groups versus individual coaching. Thank you.
Thank you, Susan. It's very true. It's a very complex environment. Knowing when to come in, when to go back to the background, that's something that we discuss all the time. And I also remember when we do the supervision circles, mentoring circles, often that we struggle not knowing when to go back and when to go into the background. Remember, it reminds me of some instances, Susan. Thank you. Next, shall we hear from Ida?
Thank you, Fernando. Coming from a legal background, I firmly know that it all begins with a good contract. So absolute highlight of this program for me was scoping contract. Before I joined this program, I was not aware of how to structure team coaching engagement itself. And I learned that running a team coaching engagement requires a step-by-step approach with the organization. For example, I learned to first create and deliver a scoping contract. And only at the end of this stage, this contract enables us to build the actual team coaching contract. So for me, it was a really key takeaway that this initial contract at work is essential, as it allows us to pragmatically engage with the organization from the very beginning and address company-specific needs in very structured way. So thank you for this highlight in this program.
Thank you, Ida. It reminds me of an example, and one of the reasons why we created the scoping contract before the coaching contract. I remember there were few instances, so there were no team coaching competency at the time. When I was delivering team coaching, there were times that I was invited to the organization and told, can you do team coaching? So I put a lot of effort, sometimes up to 3 months, go back and forth, focus group discussions and so on. And I submit this big report and say that these are the areas that we can address. And these are the important aspects and these are the outcomes. So after putting a lot of effort, after submitting, so I'm waiting, fingers crossed, I will hear from this organization. And later I find out they used my proposal and they found someone else, maybe someone who is charging lower than me. So I learned that's not how it works when it goes to team coaching. It's important that we have layers of different contracting. And even for the first contract, even for that assessment, even for coming up with the proposal, we need to be remunerated. So I very strongly, because I have had the bad experience, I very strongly bring this idea to the groups, and we discuss how to really create a substantial scoping contract, like Ida mentioned. Thank you, Ida. It's very special that you, as from a law background, as a lawyer, sharing this with us, right? So thank you very much. All right. I also saw Kimunya joining us. Kimunya is also one of our Kimunya Mugo is one of our faculty members as well. Kimunya, would you like to say hi to everyone and introduce yourself? If you are in a space you can speak.
Great. Thank you, Fernando. My name is Kimunya. I'm based in Nairobi, Kenya. And of course, I'm an alumni of Ignite program and this specific program. I mainly work with, my niche is very, very interesting. It's about co-creation. And when you're looking at co-creation and teams, I think the biggest highlight for me was the being of a team and group coach, because sometimes we will go into an engagement purely, contractually you're looking at team coaching, but as you're going through the process, then you realize that there are groups within the team. And what this program helped me to concretize was the dance between when I need to put on the team coaching hat and when I also need to put on the group coaching hat within the same session. So it gave me the confidence, the competency, and the practice to be able to deliver both group and team coaching in contexts where the ideas are shifting, the goals are shifting, even as you're conducting the session. Yeah, so I think that was a big highlight for me, and the practical nature of the program made it easy for me to be able to go and practice what I'm learning. So within the program itself, the practice with my cohort members, Geneva being one of them, what really brought in a lot of value, and it gave me the courage to actually be able to dance in the moment with the teams and groups. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Kimunya. Great to have you in the session. All right, colleagues, we would like to keep this session concise. We would like to give you an understanding of what this program is. And also, if you're interested to join this program, we would like to address your questions, any clarifications that might be needed. So feel free to either send your questions in the breakout room, or if you would like to open your microphone, ask any question, you're most welcome as well. Anyone? I intend to do a bit of an introduction to the program. I would like to walk you through what this program entails, how is it dual certification, how it's going to be, how it can cater to credentials. So since we haven't heard from anyone immediately, let me get started with that process a little bit. I'll share my screen and I'll share some information about the program. And in the meantime, if you have any questions, feel free to either unmute yourself and speak. If not, please send your questions in the chat room. We are more than happy to address them. All right, so I'm very proud and very happy to share this image with you. And in fact, some of you who is in this call at the moment are also in this picture. And this is our graduation ceremony this year in Thailand. And we had such pleasure and such honor. Many of our alumni came and joined us in Thailand, and it's such a great, warm experience. And I hope we would be able to see you next year. And this can be you. All right. So let's continue into understanding a bit about the program. So as you are aware, this is a dual certification. This dual certification includes professional coaching, advanced mastery certification for coaching groups and teams. Therefore, it is a level 2 program, which means it is required, a prerequisite to join this program is either having ACC credential or having completed minimum of 60 hours of coach-specific education and at least 100 hours of coaching experience. It is important that you have the embodiment as the professional coach because we do not directly address the core competency in this program. We focus directly the ICF team coaching competency, and the program goes beyond into the building organizational culture and working as an organizational development consultant. You gain a larger understanding. So as you complete this program, you gain the second qualification, the designation, which is Organizational Development Specialist, utilizing a coaching approach. Now, I'm going to share a secret with you. Often, when you communicate to organizations, and if you said, I'm a team coach, we as professional coaches, ICF, involved with ICF, we are aware of what team coaching is. But believe it or not, especially in this part of the world, in Asia, I can speak for this region especially, not many organizations are really aware of what team coaching is. In fact, not some organizations are even aware of what coaching is to begin with. But when you approach an organization as an organizational development specialist and incorporating some of your team coaching within it, you are able to stand out from the rest of the service providers, often because your approach is different, because you are not providing necessarily a direct solution, rather you enable them to find their own solutions. Through that process, often you are able to also meet certain developmental opportunities for organizations that are beyond the ICF team coaching competence. I can give you an example. ICF articulates team coaching in a way. Once you have engaged with the team over 6 months, 1 year, a specific team coaching engagement, ICF focuses on building team cohesion. ICF focuses on resolving conflicts. ICF focuses on when the team coach steps out of the team coaching engagement, the team themselves would be able to continue to team coach themselves. So these are some of the key outcomes of ICF core competency framework. But do you know that this program enables you to not only operate within that smaller container, but even to go beyond that? In fact, to inspire the entire organization through learning and development department in most cases. Because we create such an environment within our team coaching engagements where the team is capable of reinventing what they do within the organization. And in my experiences, I have noticed often when team learns, when team develops, the learning and development teams start to recognize that this team stands out now among the rest of the organization. So there are key aspects that L&D can learn from this specific team that you are coaching. Therefore, they can implement that organizational wide quite literally. And that opens up many doors. In my career, in the past few years, some of the large organizations I have worked. In fact, if you ask me, Fernando, how many organizations have you worked with as a team coach? To be very honest, it's under 20 organizations in, I mean, apart from smaller scopes like 6 months, 7 months. But mostly the kind of work I have done with 3 years, 5 years with organizations, what happened is I go work with mostly executive team, and then when they see the power of it, when they see the learning and development outcomes they create, they ask me, can you also work with that team? Can you also work with that team? And before I know, I'm working with the entire organization. This is the reason why actually I have worked with very few organizations, large multinational organizations. But if you ask me the number of teams I have worked with, well, I need to go back to my coaching log. I think it's probably hundreds. The reason is you truly stand out, not just as a team coach, which this language most organizations don't understand. But if you approach them as an organizational development specialist, bring in the coaching context, you definitely stand out. And I'm saying this with my experience. So as you have noticed, we are truly a global, diverse group of faculty members just like you. And this is my wealth, frankly speaking. This is truly my wealth. Being able to co-create with a global audience, global set of faculty members where we truly learn from each other. One of the aspects when we approach ICF core competency framework that ICF pays, recently I'm noticing that ICF is paying more attention to the cultural competence. But there's very little emphasis on cultural competence. Now, when we work with a large multinational global group of individuals, those who are participating in the program, and also the faculty members, you would imagine how you grow in terms of your understanding of cultural competence. And that is why I mentioned that it is truly our wealth. The reason is when you are able to operate within the cultural competence, you are truly able to work within global audiences, multicultural environments. So this is an invitation for you to come and meet our faculty members. Quite literally, you notice that we all have different skin colors, hair colors, languages we speak, different backgrounds. It's truly an enriching experience. Moving forward, as I mentioned, this program is accredited as a level 2 program, which means this program is capable of catering to PCC credential, being a level 2 program. So if you are going through this program, you have the ability to take these hours and go towards your PCC credential. Now you might be thinking, Fernando, you mentioned that you're only going to mainly focus on team coaching competence. But for me, I also have a learning curve to develop through. I have the ACC credential, but for PCC, I believe I need to develop my skills. So how can we do that? Well, I'm going to explain it to you in a minute. And let's look at the second component, which is the most obvious component, ICF Advanced Certification in Team Coaching, which is ICF's newest credential, ACTC. This credential enables you to apply for ACTC credential. In fact, I'm very proud and very excited to share with you one of our faculty members and one of our recent graduates from this program recently acquired ACTC credential, in fact, in the past couple of months. And if you are further curious about ACTC credential and you would like to learn about how to prepare, learn some strategies, gain some understanding of how these two Ignite graduates accomplished the ACTC credential, just yesterday, we decided to run another session on the 15th of October, sharing insights on their journey. This session is going to happen in the morning Bangkok time because one of our graduates is based in New Zealand, and then the other coach is based in the US. So therefore, we are changing the time a little bit, but this session also will be recorded, and we are happy to share this with you later. So if you would like to join us, expect an email coming from us soon, and feel free to register and join us. So now I hope it gives you an understanding of how this qualification provides pathway to both of the credential. It's a dual certification and it also enables dual credential path. And the program, I will discuss how you are able to go to the PCC pathway in a minute. And let's look at what is happening. So the program commences in exactly 3 weeks. On the 21st of October, we still have some seats. And the program includes self-paced, very robust, absolutely very robust content, including pre-recorded videos, model classes, and resources like coaching contracts, different assessment methods you would use, and different types of tools that you can use. They are all available for you to download through our e-learning platform. And as soon as you enroll in the program, you have access to this recorded content, and you can start joining the live classes starting from the 21st of October. The classes are created in a way that we deliver some content, we talk about competency and best practices. At the same time, we also engage you in practice, immediately receiving feedback in a safe environment so that you not only gain the understanding of competency, but you also apply them immediately within the classes and then also in our incubator, which I will mention in a minute. So that you become confident. And how did that come to be? I remember actually delivering the first or the second round. After the accreditation, I ran the second round, and there were a few coaches, they finished the program, but none of them really went into delivering team coaching because it is complex, because it is challenging. So I started contacting them and asking, why are you not doing any team coaching? I do not see that's happening. So they started telling me, Fernando, we know everything, but it's very scary to go out there. So I told them, all right, let's create an incubator. Let's create an incubator. So what we did was we enabled them to come to Ignite and deliver coaching to an Ignite client where they gain the confidence and where they gain the confidence to go out there and deliver coaching in real world. In fact, there are 2 companies established out of this graduates of this program, quite literally 2 companies running at the moment, that they came together, studied together, they became an alliance, they built their team coaching company, and they are delivering team coaching at the moment, and I'm absolutely proud. And also the business incubator. So this is what I meant by business incubator. As you complete the program, we provide you with a group or a team where you will be able to deliver coaching within this environment. And we create a web page. Your information, your profile, your photograph, and also a brief video will be included into this page. And then it's a landing page. And then we promote you to over 5,000 of our mailing list clients, so that they can join these programs and you are able to deliver the coaching and gain the experience. In fact, there's potential for you to gain about potentially two coaching engagements out of the 5 coaching engagements that are required for the ACTC credential. So as you complete the program, not only you gain the best practices, understanding of competency, but also the confidence and experience for you to go out there and deliver coaching. And this we do through our own marketing channels, so you don't even have to worry about it. And if you're asking why are we doing all that, it's because at Ignite Global, coach education is really close to our heart, because we believe, and we have been told, that the programs that we deliver, the kind of engagements that we deliver to our corporate organizations are extremely powerful. And we want to make that power available to you. Therefore, we want to support you, not just as a certification provider, not just as a training provider. We want to bring you together as a global alliance of professional coaches who are working together. I'm sure you know, every month we have webinars, we do mentoring sessions, we bring in our coaches. In fact, we do many of that for free of charge. The reason is because for me personally, I do not look at other coaches like coaches coaching, coaches coaching, coaches coaching, coaching. That's not my aim here. My aim is to truly help you to be able to become that great coach, so that you can go out there and continue to deliver impact, which was your initial intention when you became a professional coach. That's why we put in all of this effort. We go the extra mile, and you can ask our graduates, they will testify. We definitely go the extra mile, because we are passionate in supporting you to become a professional coach, because we know the power of coaching and we want to share it with the world. And now let's talk about how you can go for the PCC credential through a group and team coaching certification. First of all, let's begin with understanding how can you start your PCC journey through L2. Some of you may not have completed your level 1 education or ACC education with Ignite. Doesn't matter. When you go through your level 2 program, we can assess your level 1 program and combine these two together and issue you level 2 certification, so that instead of going through the portfolio path, you're able to go to ICF PCC credential directly through the level 2 certification. But this still doesn't answer your question. How do you fill the gap between ACC to PCC? So Fernando, how can I create a strong PCC recording and be ready for the PCC credentialing exam? Now that's where our 6 months ICF mentoring program comes, especially the group mentoring program. As you are aware, for the PCC credential, you need to have minimum of 10 hours of mentoring, and out of these 10 hours, minimum of 3 need to be individual mentoring, and the rest of the 7 can be group mentoring. Now at Ignite Global, we operate from a place of abundance. We don't operate from a place of minimum requirements. That's not how I work. I prefer abundance in comparison to just minimum requirements. Therefore, our coaches, those who go through our program, have access to a robust 6 months of mentoring, which incorporate about 27 hours, 27 to even 37 hours, depending on the package that you would like to opt for, which means it provides you an opportunity to hone your core competency knowledge, which means that apart from the certification itself, you're also able to bundle the team coaching qualification with our credential bundle. Our credential bundle includes 6 months of ICF group mentoring, which means we directly focus on PCC credential, PCC coaching recording. and the competency that is required for you to achieve the PCC level. Therefore, as you go through this program, even parallelly, you can do the team coaching program and then the mentoring program parallelly, which means as you go through this program, you gain the ability to team coach as well as you gain the ability to apply for your PCC. So that's one stone, two birds. And then, of course, we have one of the most professional ICF PCC credentialing practice exam. I'm not saying this speaking for me, but I'm saying the words of other professional coaches who have taken our PCC credentialing exam. It is usually available at a cost for anyone, but when you are in our credential bundle, it's available to you as part of the bundle. And also, we have an accelerator program. You are able to gain coaching experience through the accelerator program, and I believe many of you are already in this program. And also, we are able to assess your, since this is a level 2 program, we are able to assess your 2 coaching recording for PCC submission. Instead of submitting to ICF through portfolio path, we are able to assess it internally and directly confirm, liaise with ICF that you have already completed the performance evaluation requirements. With that, you will only need to submit your application with ICF and take the credentialing exam. And you may also be aware it cuts down your application time. ICF websites at the moment says 14 weeks, but lately I have heard sometimes these 14 weeks could be 18, 22, even to 26 weeks in some exceptional cases, especially during specific seasons. But you are aware, if you go through the level 2 path, you are able to acquire the ICF credential within 4 weeks. And you do not need to submit your coaching recordings directly to ICF, but you submit it to Ignite instead. And also, like I mentioned, we like to create a community of professional coaches who work together, and we like to support you. Therefore, we also provide you comprehensive credentialing support. Even if you don't know where to click, you can always reach out to us, and we will be more than happy to support you as you go through that. But our support to you doesn't end at the end of your credential acquisition of it. Rather, we would like you to be part of our network, be part of our professional community, and maybe even potentially, like my colleagues who are here, even work with us, partner with us in many different capacities. We do have different professional coaches who went through our programs representing us in different parts of the world. In fact, Gochi represent us in Africa, and Sundas represent us in Asia, South Asia, and the Middle East. And Adelina represents us in Europe. So if you would like these opportunities, you're most welcome to join us. So we become an alliance. And moving forward, how are the ACTC credential? So this program includes minimum of, the program duration is 6 months, as you noticed, and there are 12 live classes. And however, there is plenty, I think 130 hours plus pre-recorded content that you can watch and continue to develop, continue to learn based on your needs through our e-learning platform. So it's minimum of 65 hours plus and plus if you needed more hours. And you're aware, for the ACTC credential, you need 60 hours of team coach specific certification. So this program with 65 hours directly caters that credential requirement, ACTC credential requirement. And we can provide in-house supervision, which is delivered by my mentor, who is Benita Stafford Smith. And some of my colleagues here have received supervision from her. And I received supervision, my sister, Lux, who's in this call, we received supervision on a monthly basis with Benita. And also you are able to gain coaching experience requirement to the incubator, which I mentioned earlier. And then, as I mentioned, also the comprehensive credential support throughout your journey. Of course, one of the important questions is, what is the program fee? So the program fee is, please note, this is only the coach education program. This does not include the credential bundle. I think it's important that I communicate to you clearly about the financial aspects. So if you're focusing on gaining this level 2 qualification, the group and team coaching mastery certification, along with organizational development specialist utilizing a team coaching approach. The program fee is 2,450 until the 7th of October. This includes a discount. Many of you are referred by one of our instructors here. So you have the instructor discount. If you don't, reach out to me. I'm happy to be that instructor. So you can receive that 100 USD discount. And also, we would like to extend our early bird, which is at the moment not available through our website, up until the 7th of October. So if you would like to join this program, it is time for you to make an informed decision. So with that, thank you very much for your attention. And I see that there are some comments in the chat room. Let me see if there are questions. So there's a question. I'm going towards an ACC credential, but I already did my training. Will there be a chance for me? Yes, Millie, absolutely. I believe you as a professional coach, you will continue towards your PCC credential and further development. We can always assess where you are in your ACC journey. If you needed any assistance there, we are happy to provide that. And beyond that, you are most welcome. If you already have completed the ACC level training, that would indicate that you have the prerequisite to be able to join this program directly. And then there's another question. What is the price for the credentialing bundle? That's a great question. I think I had my website open a minute ago. So let me quickly share my screen because I don't remember the price quite literally in my head at the moment. So let's scroll down. You can find pretty much all the information in our website. Down. All right. And also I'd like to make a note. If you are looking at the dates are already mentioned so that you can include it into the calendar already. The fee for this is Benita Stafford Smith, my mentor. She is our key supervisor. I'm not so much interested in supervision at the moment. So I usually invite Benita to do the supervision. So if you're interested, you gain experience. At the time, 20 years ago, when I started my coaching journey, Benita was already an MCC. She has such a lot of experience and such an amazing gem of a person. Now, answer your question directly. As I mentioned, this offer is not available through our website at the moment. And here is the credential bundle. The fee for that is 4,150. So now if we deducted that $200, that would mean it's 3,950 USD. And you will be able to find out through these buttons what is included in each of these offerings. I hope it's clear. All right. And then there's 3 more questions. Can I clarify? I have an email that states 265 team coaching certification. Is this the same as what you actually, Vivian, you may have reached out to us at a time, maybe the early bird and some of the discounts were not available, but now that you are here, that you're noticing, it will be available to you. So feel free to reach out. Your registration can come through with this included, what is mentioned here, discount. So this is specially only available to those coaches who are participating in this meeting today, right? So Vivian, thank you for joining us. You're most welcome to obtain acquire the discount, and I will communicate this to my team, my colleagues. Okay, so there's another question. I think Andrea is also asking the same question. It's Abinet and Andrea are both asking the same question. Currently working towards my PCC, I have almost done with my 10 hours of mentor coaching. What training options do you have so that I'll meet the ICF PCC requirements? All right. I think we have many options, Abinet and Andrea. So for an example, Andrea, in fact, you have been through our trauma-informed coaching program, which means that you can incorporate our trauma-informed specialization. Colleagues, those who might not be familiar with Ignite, I would like to share with you that we position ourselves as a specialized coach education provider. In my experience, about 20 years in the coaching world, I have come to understand that if we operate as a generalist and if we did not narrow down our practice, often we remain mediocre. It's quite difficult to really create a clientele around us. So the more we become specialized, the more we can create a stronger clientele around us. Therefore, our programs focus on specialization. So this program, team coaching program, is a specialization. We have trauma-informed coaching programs, especially those coaches who are experienced. Trauma-informed program. We have trauma-informed psychedelic integration. We have child adolescent development and parenting program. We are introducing 2 new programs starting from 2026. One of them is trauma-informed leadership and executive coach program, and also trauma-informed relationship coach program. So therefore, there are many specializations. If you already have your level 2 education or 125 education, you're looking at further developing. So there are specializations that you'd like to go through. But let's say you only have your level 1 education, but you do not yet have your level 2 education. So we also have a program called Advanced Bridge, where we prepare you directly towards PCC credential and the MCC credential. So you're most welcome to go through that path. If you have completed your PCC requirements, if you have completed your 10 hours of mentor coaching requirement, as of what Abhinet mentioned, we are able to take your PCC training, level 2 training, level 1 training together, and also take those 10 hours of training, 10 hours of mentor coaching. Then we can upgrade your certification at a fee so that you can apply your PCC credential with ICF directly through level 2 path. What's the advantage here? I think I can think of 3 main advantages. Number 1, instead of you submitting your coaching recordings to ICF, you submit it to us. We are quite efficient. I can confirm we are definitely more efficient than ICF as an association, so that your results will be faster. So you'll be able to go through the ICF path in 4 weeks instead of 14 plus weeks. And also, when you apply through level 2 application in comparison to portfolio path, you have a few $100 difference as well. So Abhinet, Andrea, I hope I'm answering your question. If there are further clarification, please do let me know. So what's the cost? I think we mentioned it just a minute ago. And then also, I'm at PCC. How can this help towards MCC? Do you have anyone program? Yes. So I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing your name correctly. I'll make an attempt. Sibonjil, please forgive me if I'm pronouncing it incorrectly. Can you please set up a conversation with me? I'm happy to invite one of my colleagues to reach out. Yes, you could. There are many ways that we can enable you to go towards the MCC credential, either through a program like this or any other specialization. If not, we also have the MCC program. And I must be straightforward and let you know, we do not deliver a supervision program, but I strongly believe going through the trauma-informed component will be extremely valuable for a supervisor, especially if you're in supervisory. And the trauma-informed component is missing in the supervision world at the moment. Therefore, I'm happy to explore this possibility with you. If you would like, I'm happy to connect with you and address your unique needs. And then David is asking, is an option for installment payment? If so, would the early bird discount still apply? That's a great question. But since I am the founder of this program and the organization, maybe I can make it available to you, David. Yes. So let's say we have up to 12 months installments with a small service fee. You can either settle between 2 to 12 installments investing in this program. Let me say that we can provide you with this discount as well if you would like to go for a installment option. Absolutely. All right. Okay, so those are the questions that we have. Now, before we conclude, I would like to invite my colleagues, or also my faculty colleagues, and also any of you members who are here, colleagues, coaches who are here. If you have any questions, if you have any insights, they are most very welcome. Over to you, faculty members. Anything to add? Yes. Okay. All right. So some of you are asking if it is possible for us to have a one-on-one conversation. Yes, absolutely. So what I will do is I will share with you the link to the program here, which you can find through our website. Here is the program details. And I'm also going to share with you a link to directly book a call with me so that we can strategize your journey. We are happy to support you. And I also highly encourage you to first meet and meet us first, either one of our faculty members or meet me, so that we can directly help you strategize what you can do when and how we can fully support you. And here is the link to set up a call with me. And if you are familiar with any of our colleagues here, faculty colleagues, feel free to reach out to them. They are also very well aware. They also can support you answering any of your questions. Faculty members, over to you. Any insights, anything that you'd like to add to what we were discussing? Ida,
Yeah,
over to you.
thank you, Fernando. I just want to share one remark and thank you for this explicit presentation today. From my own experience, experience with Ignite Global meets those two words, extra mile, over deliver. That's really a signature feature of Ignite Global, and I really appreciate what I found here. So I just wanted to emphasize that. Thank you.
Thank you, Ida. Gochi, over to you.
Yes, Fernando. I would just kind of piggybacking on what Ida just said. I'd just like to encourage everyone. If there's any aspect of this, of everything that we have shared today that you truly believe resonates with you and you would like to be there, I encourage you to join. One of the things that I found amazing about Ignite was the Ignite Global meets you where you are, and they do everything that they can to support your growth. I don't know that there's any coaching school that will allow you to pay installmentally over 12 months, but that is how Ignite is. Where are you? Do you have a passion? Do you want to do this? They support you and they back you up and they make sure that you attain your goal. So I just want to say, feel free. Whatever it is that you believe will help you become who you want to be and achieve those dreams, Ignite is willing to work with you to make sure those dreams become a reality. Thank you, Fernando.
Thank you, Gochi. Geneva, over to you.
I don't know about anyone else, but I am totally re-inspired to just do the program again. And my sentiments are totally aligned with Ida and Gochi. It was such a wonderful and unique experience, and I'm even appreciating that Fernando put these calls together. When I was investigating programs, Fernando found some other alumni to connect me with to help me in that assessment. And from their recommendations, like, I stopped my search after just hearing their testimonials. So as Gochi was saying, if you have heard anything that resonates with you, understand you are in the right place.
Thank you, Geneva. Fran, over to you.
Thank you so much. There are two things I'd like to say is that Ignite Global is so flexible. People are asking, oh, I've got ACC, or oh, I've got mentoring from somebody else, but I'm looking for PCC. You know, the packages are flexible and you can find a solution to whatever you're looking for. That's just the good thing about it. And the other thing is, Gochi was saying, I'm enthusiastic to go through the program again as faculty, and then to see the other faculty presenting the program. I think there's always so much to learn from what we've seen. So there's this flexibility and then this opportunity to learn and for growth. And then something else, the incubator program Fernando spoke about. You want to become a group and team coach, but you've got no experience, so nobody wants to employ you as a group and team coach because you don't have the experience. And these incubator programs give you that experience. You are the group and team coach within these incubator programs. It's just phenomenal. I don't know any other coach training organization that will give you that opportunity.
Thank you, Fran. All right. If any other questions, insights, they're most welcome. All right. Well, we have spent 90 minutes together. Thank you very much for your attention. It's such an honor that you are in our network. And I would also like to make a quick another announcement. We do have a absolutely free masterclass coming up on the 6th of October, where we will be discussing about keeping the client in the center. It's a very nuanced competence. It's a mastery competence, which is often overlooked by professional coaches and sometimes didn't even realize that, oh, I wasn't keeping the client, because it's truly nuanced, very subtle. So if you would like to join, come visit us. Go to our website. On the homepage, you will see our event calendar. So we have many events coming up. And also looks, are there any child adolescent development and parenting sessions coming up, our master classes that you would like to invite our colleagues here?
Thank you, Fernando. Yes, we also have another session on the social brain, how children develop emotionally and socially in the caregiving of parents and adults. This session will be on the 7th of October, which is a Tuesday, and it will be also at 9:30 p.m. Bangkok time.
Wonderful, Lux. Thank you very much. So, colleagues, these sessions are absolutely free of charge. Like I said, we are really passionate about promoting coaching, supporting coaches, and I'm sharing my screen with you. So this is our homepage. If you just simply type igniteglobal360.com, you will be able to find us here in the upcoming events. So you will notice that we conducted many events in September, and here are the events coming up in October. So, practical, subtle techniques for truly client-centered coaching. And like Luke's mentioned, the developing social brain on the 7th of October. And then we have the child adolescent development program. And there's lots of things are happening at Ignite Global, as you can see, on a regular basis. So please come and join us. Every month we have events running, and many of them are free of charge. So with that, thank you for giving us the privilege and honor with your presence today. We look forward to co-creating with you into the future, and we look forward to welcoming many of you into our upcoming group and team coaching mastery program. And I'm deeply grateful for our faculty members for being here and enlightening us and sharing your experiences. And all of you colleagues, thank you. And I wish you a wonderful rest of the day, a great week ahead. Look forward to continuing this co-creation. Thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. Bye for now.